Hi, I'm Wynn Adams in Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome to Wynn's World. In my world and in your world, it's about the people we know and the connections we make that can change our lives in so many ways. I'd like to introduce you to some of the interesting and talented people that I've met. Join me as I discover the connection. We're here in Nashville, Tennessee with Frank Green and Sean Green of DigitalMaster Audio and Video Productions. Frank, who would have known when I first met you in the recording studio that we both have a Nebraska connection? Why don't you share a little bit about your Nebraska connection and also what brought you to Nashville, Tennessee?
Well, moved out to Lincoln, Nebraska to go to college at Nebraska Wesleyan University. Met my wife there. She's a Nebraskan. And so we, roots go back far in Nebraska. And started a little studio there in Lincoln and worked in the studio for a number of years. And then I looked at my wife and said, well, I think it's time to either go to New York, Los Angeles, or Nashville. She looked at me and said, well, I don't want to raise kids in New York or Los Angeles, so how about Nashville? I said, sounds good to me. So we moved to Nashville.
You've been recording in the music business for the past 30 years, a partner in the famous Woodland Studios, and also recorded some famous artists, including Kenny Rogers, Martina McBride, Garth Brooks, and many others.
Yes, it was exciting working with those folks. Garth, we were recording at a little studio, this is years ago, before he actually got his deal. And I was working with BMG, RCA, Music at the time, doing publishing demos, and the two writers brought this singer in, who was Garth Brooks, and so we recorded 3 songs that day, 2 of which you'll never hear, and the third one was "Friends in Low Places." And I'm sitting there listening to this and not realizing that within less than a year he would go in to record this song and put it on an album, and it would be one of the biggest things he's ever done. So that's always exciting working with those artists.
There are a lot of singers and songwriters watching this program today, and they're sitting in their living room and wondering, how do they get from there to here in Nashville recording an album? Any thoughts?
Well, talent is one thing. Talent is very important. And then passion. You got to have passion for what you do, and you've got to do what you do. Sometimes the things that separates the people that do from the people that think about it is that actual step of faith, going out the next step and actually doing it. So if you're a singer, you got to sing. If you're a player, you need to play. If you're a songwriter, you need to write, and try to get it out to get your passion for what you do out to the people, and hopefully they will like it.
Could you break things down just a little bit so someone knows from the beginning of a project to the end, what are some of the steps they need to take?
Sure. In working with an artist, whether it's a first-time artist or whether it's an artist like Kenny Rogers, we look for what type of artist they want to be. Who are they? Who do they want to be as an artist? And then try to write songs or look for songs that encompass what those ideas are. We'll go into a pre-production session where we actually kind of hone those things in, do some demos on those songs ourselves, and then from that make the charts, go in and record with the room full of musicians, which is actually kind of rare anymore in these days and times. We actually record with real musicians, and then we work on the vocals, spend lots of hours on the vocals to make sure that the artist can be the best that they can be, and then mix it, master it, and put out the finished product.
The internet has opened up so many different opportunities for marketing our music and utilizing an EPK. Frank, what is an EPK?
EPK stands for Electronic Press Kit. How things were done is that you would have a little folder, a packet, and you would have an 8x10 glossy, a CD, a bio, and you would hand these out, and in hopes that someone would kind of want to know more about who you are and what you do, and hire you or sign you to their record label. Well, with an EPK on a DVD, what we do is you can do a video, an interview, and you can put your music on there. In other words, within 3 to 5 minutes, you can let them know everything you want them to know about you. So they can see, hear, and watch you perform and do what you do in a matter of a few minutes. And it's good for record labels, to pitch to record labels, for management, for performance venues, certainly for the internet. Internet is very big, and we do a lot of stuff utilizing this concept on the internet. So that opens up a whole new aspect of selling and marketing your product.
And speaking of EPKs, Sean, you're the head of video production at DigitalMaster. What is your goal when you create a video for someone?
My goal when working on a video project is to make the artist or the subject look as good as possible. It's you on your best day. That's the goal.
Well, Sean, you've worked on projects with people including James Otto, Trace Adkins, and Third Day.
It is exciting. I've got to work on some very interesting projects. And for me, whatever the project is, or whoever the subject is, the artist, it's always, like I said, about making the artist look their best.
So why is video so important?
Video is important because it allows you to engage the visual sense of your audience. Mm-hmm. Whether your audience is a record label, whether it's the manager of a club, whether it's fans or future fans, they can see you, they can hear you in a video, and you can let them know what you want them to know about you.
With the increasing popularity of the internet, what's the importance of having a professional video done?
Anyone can take a video camera and record themselves in their living room, and there's nothing wrong with that. The thing you have to keep in mind is you're asking people to take time out of their day to learn about you, or to hear your music, or to see you perform if it's a performance video. And you want to make that video the best it can be, because that may be the only few minutes that they give you.
This is an exciting time. The internet offers so many opportunities.
The internet is very important because it's a game changer. Rather than having to go through just a couple of major broadcasters, you can put a video online and instantly have access to a worldwide market. The trick is you have to make it interesting enough for people to want to watch.
Thank you, Frank and Sean of DigitalMaster in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Wynn, and thanks for joining us in Wynn's World.